How's it going, guys? So today we're going to be talking about Ho-Ho GX, Ho-Ho slash Slazzle. I think I'm saying that right now. Probably murdering the name Slazzle. So, no, that's about right. Salazzle. Because, you know, he's a lizard. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. Ho-Ho Salazzle GX. This deck, it did get 9th place at Worlds. I know I'm talking about it super late. I've actually had this deck in my possession for about a week now, so a little bit past Worlds. I just haven't had time to sit down and talk to you guys about it. But yeah, this deck, it got 9th place at Worlds. It's super duper rogue. It's not your meta like what it is. It's rogue, it comes in hot, and you either hit or you miss. That's pretty much how this deck runs. But it also has a defensive side, which is a Salazzle. And we're going to get into the cards so then you guys get a better idea. I just figured out how to play this deck. I actually had to ask a couple people a couple questions, because this deck has some pretty sick combos if you pull it off right. So yeah. So let's get into this deck and break it down for you guys in this week's tutorial. Alright, so let's talk about this deck. It is Ho-Ho based, so you are running 3 Ho-Hos in this deck. Ho-Ho GX to be exact. For those of you that don't know, Ho-Ho, what it does, has 3 attacks, which is really awesome. We have Sacred Fire, which does 50 to anything and anywhere on the board, so you can do it to the active Pokemon, or you can do it to the bench. If you get this off early enough, you can start sniping the bench if they have something like weak out there. But yeah, or something that they retreat it and it needs that extra 50 to knock it out. Or if, let's say, they have a Fighting Fury belt on something and it had 90 HP, you Field Blower, get it down to 50, boom, you ping it with the 50, that's it, that Pokemon's dead. More than likely it's a GX or EX, you're getting 2 prizes for it. So yeah, those are just a few of the combos that you can pull off with Ho-Ho's first attack. Its second attack, which is Phoenix Burn, it's 180. It runs exactly like Volcanion and Lapras, does 180. Can't use it the next turn. That's how that attack goes, and it's for 4 energies. And last but not least, the Eternal GX attack. Eternal GX attack lets you put any combination of 3 Fire EX Pokemon or GX Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench. This is actually really good, and we're going to talk about the combos as soon as I'm done talking about the rest of the Pokemon. And you're going to see why this last attack is really, really awesome. Next up is, it's our secondary attacker, Slazzle. It runs an evolution line, so it's a 1-2-2 line. Slazzle GX, what it does, it has 3 attacks as well. You got Diabolical Claws for 50 times. This attack does 50 times the number of prizes you've taken. So this is your late turn attacker. The Ho-Ho is your early turn attacker. You want to attack with the Ho-Ho to take as many and as more consistent prizes as you can early game. Slazzle is a late turn, comes in and sweeps. But it also has that mid attack range, which is the 110 for Heat Blast, 2 energies as well. And it has no repercussion effect, so it doesn't have one of those like attack and then you can't attack the next turn. So for 2 energies, 110, that's not bad. If you're fighting against Metagross, you one-shot Metagross. Actually, you don't one-shot Metagross, but if you attach a Choice Band, which this deck runs heavy Choice Band, you're gonna get that one shot. And then it has a GX attack, which some people use it, but I honestly don't recommend it. I recommend using the Eternal Flame GX. Its GX move is discard all energies from your opponent's active Pokemon. If you're playing against Gardevoir and Gardevoir has like 7 or plus energies on there because they're one-shotting most of your Pokemon, you want to use that GX move to remove their energies, but for the most part you don't really need to do all of that. So yeah, let's keep going into what else is in this deck. It runs double Volcanion. Okay, double Volcanion, Steam Up, you're getting an extra 30 for each fire energy that you're discarding, so that's an extra 60 damage. 60, so let's just do some math. You're doing 60 plus 110, so you're at 170 plus a Choice Band, 200. That pretty much knocks out anything in this format. So yeah, except those big number things. So yeah, but then that's why you have Ho-Ho, which is doing 180 plus 60, 240, And if you need that little extra push, well, you don't really need that extra push from Metagross anyways, because you're hitting for weakness. But yeah, but 240 practically hits everything in the format. So yeah, runs a Turtonator, okay, just for defensive reasons, and also for the Nitro Blast. If for whatever reason you don't get enough energies out there, you want to use the Nitro Blast and get the rest of the energies. But you're either using this GX move or you're using the Eternal Flame. So yeah, and I'm going to talk about the Eternal Flame a little later on. I promise you I will talk about the Eternal Flame. Okay, it does run Volcanion and a Sudowoodo. The Volcanion just so you can get energies, and it's just for a one prize attacker. Sudowoodo is kind of to throw your opponent off. If you're playing the mirror match, you want to do the Sudowoodo, so then your opponent doesn't have that bench availability. So yeah, and it's also to stop other things that dominate with the bench. But yeah, I don't have it in here, but it runs Ashaming and 3 Leles, so we're missing a Lele. But yeah, sorry guys, I only have 2. I'm bad at life, and this deck is on rental from Ryan. Shout out to Ryan for letting me borrow all these decks. Ryan just acquires every deck in the format, builds it, lets me showcase it, so then you guys at home can see what's going down. But yeah, anyways, the reason why it runs Triple Lele is because the supporter line here is insane. You want to get Lele turn 1, you want to go first Lele, and then you want to play Kiawe, this guy. Search for 4 fire energies, attach them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. That's pretty much to set up your Ho-Ho, and that's turn 1. You can't attack that turn anyways. Boom, your Ho-Ho's ready to go. It's doing 180. So yeah, that's pretty much what you're using the Lele for. You're also using it for like other stuff, like maybe Guzmas and stuff like that, but for the main reason you want to get Kiawe. Now that I've talked about all the Pokemon, let's talk about the combos with the Eternal Flame, which I found this out today and I thought it was amazing. Okay, so you have this, right? And you went first. So let's say you played a Sudowoodo, you played this, you did this, you search, you attach 4, right? There's your 4. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't count. I touch 5. There's your 4, and that ends your turn. It's your next turn, and you Ultra Balled. Let's say you double Ultra Balled, and you got this by discarding this, and let's say that and that, right? So you discarded 2 Slazzles and a Turtonator and a Choice Band, right? So that's discarded, and you search for 2 Volcanions, right? You play Eternal GX, and oh wait, there's not enough room on my bench. Sorry, let's get rid of that Sudowoodo. Eternal GX, bring back any combination of 3. You bring back the Slazzles. That's right. Without evolving, you bring back the Slazzles, and your Slazzles are ready to go. Okay? And on top of that, this deck runs super energy heavy. So you bring these back, these are ready to go. Late turn, early turn, whatever. Slazzles come in, they're doing damage. If Ho-Ho dies, whatever, it's cool. It did its purpose. But yeah. So yeah, that's something I found out today, and it was really awesome. I think so. So yeah. Then what else? Let's see. You're running. It's actually not running that many. You would think this deck, since there's a lot of basics, you're running heavy max elixirs, but you're only running 2. That's all the deck needs. It does run double switch, so you can switch your Ho-Hos around, and it is running 1 Floatstone, which honestly I would think that maybe adding a couple more Floatstones. That's just my opinion based on looking at this deck and how it runs. Having the availability to switch between Ho-Ho and something else is really convenient, and I would recommend another Floatstone. But yeah, and also worst case scenario, Volcanion gets stuck up there. What do you do? You gotta dig for a switch. But yeah, it does run, like I told you guys, heavy Choice Band because you want to hit those numbers. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This deck, it's awesome. I honestly think this is one of the better decks in the format right now. It is super rogue, so like as you can see, it's very clunky. It's either you hit or you miss, but for the most part, you're gonna be hitting, and as long as you're hitting the correct prizes, you're gonna be straight. This deck doesn't run Lysander, it does run Guzma, which is what helps you switch things around. But at the same time, I've been playing, like when I went to Worlds, I was playing in the side events in the open, and people were not Lysandering or Guzmoing correctly. I'm gonna tell you this right now, guys. Like, you guys need to pay attention to what you're Lysandering up, because if you Lysander up the wrong thing, it will cost you the game. For example, when I play against Metagross, I don't go after like the Belcoms and stuff like that. I go after, well actually, yeah, I go after the Belcoms and the Metangs. I don't go after the Metagross. Why? That Metagross is useless by itself. But if it gets another one, quote unquote, a brother, right? If it gets another one active, then you're in trouble. But yeah, because you don't want two of them out. So you wanna, and you more than likely you can't hit it anyway. So instead of going after like a Ashaming or a Lele, if they drop something like that, you wanna ignore that. You wanna go after the little stuff, so then you can stop their play. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much how this deck runs. It's very simple, very straightforward, but it's either you hit or you miss with it. So yeah, that's it for that. Alright guys, so yeah, that's pretty much the deck breakdown right there. Just remember guys, Slazzle does hit big numbers too. You just have to use Volcanion EX and put a choice span on there so you can be hitting big numbers with it too. Don't forget it's an early turn, late turn kind of deck. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this video off by doing some product endorsement. What? Product endorsement. How does David know this word? Not just kidding, right? Using big words for you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about these good guy or get good guy. Sorry guys. For those of you that know me personally, big Chucky fan. But yeah, that's why good guy. Get it, good guy. But yeah, but in reality, get good dice, right? These dice are made by yours truly, Ryan Foley. Not me, but obviously Ryan Foley, yours truly. But yeah, Ryan Foley makes and sells these dice, right? These dice are really awesome, and they're really good quality. They're made out of like solid gold. Not solid gold, but they're made out of like metallic. They're like a metallic kind of fabric, or what material? Material, that's the word I wanted to use. And they're painted gold, which they came out really good. I personally love these dice, and I'm not just saying that because Ryan supports my deck mayhem, like me trying to become a good player, whatever nonsense. But honestly, like if I didn't know Ryan and someone handed me these dice, I'd be like, these are some awesome looking dice, like these are really cool. But yeah, the reason why I'm talking about these dice, because they are to prevent us from being bad players, because we all are bad players. You're a bad player, I'm a bad player, everyone's a bad player. These dice pretty much keep track of what's being done. So we have one for, we have a side for energy placed. We have one for supporter played, which honestly I think this is the most important one, because we forget, hey, Lysander, shenanigans, and then N. And then your opponent's all like, wait, yeah, okay, N. And then they're like, wait a minute, you played Lysander, like how did my, you know, nonsense get active, you know? That's why we have these dice, to prevent stuff like that. So yeah, it also has a side for ability use. Okay, we also have one that has a side for hex, has a side for chaos, which chaos wheel. We have a can't attack, so this is for your ho-ho when you can't attack with it again. Keep moving around. We got supporter lock, because some of you play Sableye and you guys should be removed from the face of the earth. But yeah, extra poison, because sometimes you can do triple poison and you don't need Burbank on the board. I think it's Burbank, but I might be wrong. But yeah, all right. So yeah, these are really neat. Okay, there's gonna be a link to these in the description, so check that out. It's a website. These dice run for 25 bucks. Okay, honestly, 25 bucks. It is pretty pricey. That's pretty high, but these can win you games. In all honesty, so would you pay $25 to ensure your victory? Because think about it. Let's say you're playing someone, right? And your opponent goes N, you shuffle your hand, he does some things, he's like ultra ball this, ultra ball that, Lele, search, blah 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 blah, and he Lysanders and he Lysanders up and he attacks you for game. And you're like, you know what, okay, and you give him the game. And then you walk away, and then you're like, wait a minute, he ended me. That's why I had one card in my hand. But then he Lysandered. What happened? How did I forget? You know, you can all sit there and be like, oh, that's never happened to me. But it happens to all of us. It happens to bad players like myself. Happens to good players. Happens to the best of us, right? Sometimes we're just not paying attention and things happen, okay? These dice will win you games. Why? Because they're getting rid of error. They're getting rid of the chances of you making a mistake or your opponent trying to get a fast one on you, okay? That is the purpose of these dice. For 25 bucks to have technically a quote-unquote safety net, or have someone quote-unquote looking over my shoulders and making sure that shenanigans aren't happening, I'd pay $25 for that. You know, this is technically like having a judge around you. Why? Because let's say that scenario, we're gonna stay with that scenario, but instead of you just giving him the game, you call judge and say, hey, he played N and then he played Lysander. Judge is gonna walk over and be like, well, how can you prove that? Like, explain the process or whatnot. Be like, well, he played a supporter and I put down a dice and it said supporter played. Boom. That saves you like a 20-minute argument. And I've seen this with people that they'll sit there like, well, he played this and I played this and I did this and I played that and I played this and I played this and I played that and I played this, and then they just sit there like playing around with each other and playing with their words until it ends up being, you're both bad, you both get warnings, you both go home. Like, legit, sometimes that happens, but for the most part that doesn't happen. They'll side with somebody. But to avoid that argument, to avoid that headache, because it becomes a headache, to avoid all of that, boom, these dice. Okay, 25 bucks, that's not bad, right? Now, as an added bonus, because Ryan is such a great guy. Okay, you think I'm nice, you think I'm giving stuff away for free, and that's the best thing in the world? It is. But Ryan, even better guy, he lets me borrow decks, he gives me cards for free sometimes, and sometimes those cards end up in your possession, okay? Like packs, yeah, it's extra packs, so like, I don't need them, here you go, boom, and I give them back to you guys. That's how that cookie crumbles, right? Same thing with these dice. He gave me an extra set of these dice, right? He gave me a set for me because I'm a bad player. I'm sorry. Yeah. He gave me an extra set. These are going away, right? These are getting given away on the channel. All you gotta do, link in the description. It runs like any other giveaway that I do. You're getting a free set of these dice, okay? Just make sure you hit that link. Do what you gotta do. Get some of these dice, alright? I'm gonna get these shipped out to you as soon as possible. For those of you that don't win the dice, go ahead, or care to win an extra set of dice, because let's say I explain these dice to you, you're like, wow, you know what, they make sense. Like, these dice can win me games, you know? And you impulse buy, you buy them and you're like, hey, whoa, these dice are awesome, you know? Or like, you know, or you see us running around at like a regionals or something, or at locals, and you're like, hey, you know what, I want to settle those dice. We'll hand you some dice. Just hand us 25 bucks and we'll hand you a set of dice. Well, I won't. Ryan will, because that's all Ryan's department. But yeah, get some of these dice. Like, say you enter the contest, you win another set of dice. Give them to a friend. Be like, hey, you know what? You're a bad player. Here's some dice. But yeah, like, honestly, this I'm not saying this is marketed to bad players, but if you're trying to go pro, and that's what I'm trying to do this season. I'm trying to go pro. I want to be good. I'm tired of making mistakes. There's been many times where I'm like, wait a minute, did I really play my abilities? Because it has a site for ability use. Did I really play my abilities? Now you know. Okay? So yeah. Guys, that was me ranting about these dice. If I'm ranting about dice, it means they're worth it. But yeah, because I just took up like 10 minutes. No, I took up 8 minutes of your time about dice. But yeah. Guys, thank you so much for the support. Please go ahead and leave me a like if you liked the video. Even if you didn't like it, give me a like anyways. But yeah, make sure to share the video for anybody that's trying to figure out how to build or play Ho-Ho. If you need a deck list, go ahead and send me a message on Instagram. More than happy to send you a deck list of this deck complete from 9th at Worlds. So yeah. If you guys have comments on the deck, or you guys have comments or questions about this, leave that in the comments, or shoot me a message on Instagram, and I'll get on that as well. Sorry guys, I ran out of gas. I'm like dying here. Used up all my energy talking about these dice. But yeah, these dice better give me some healing factor or something. Better roll for like +6 to heal my entire party. That's a Dungeons and Dragon reference for all my other nerds out there. But yeah, anyways guys, like always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.